I think when I first gained a big burst of inspiration was when I went to jazz camp. It was a huge eye-opening experience and ear-opening experience for me. I think that was a big reason why I started getting really interested in jazz.
I was studying a Bachelor of Science. I was doing chemistry and physics and all of that kind of thing. Every year in my residence hall, they would hold a concert for students, anyone, any kind of student, not just music students. They would hold, it was called Concert on the Mound, because all the audience would sit on a grassy hill. So I put my name down to play some of my own songs and play guitar and sing. And I really clearly remember the feeling of performing my songs for an audience and the feeling of interacting with the audience and the applause and that feeling of playing your own music.
My dad had a hobby since before I was born, that he was into hi-fi stereo. He would come home from work and he would turn on the stereo, I guess usually after dinner. After dinner it was usually an hour or an hour and a half, and I always enjoyed it, you know, and I heard a lot of music at that time. And when I look back, you know, I tend to think that was, you know, just being impacted by the sound and sort of maybe I got a feeling for that at some point.
When I started to play jazz, I was thinking I play jazz, but I play more pop than jazz. I said, so I have a chance to play with Jacques Perzet, who was a big guy in Belgium. Now he's dead. And he said, man, you play great, but you don't play jazz. You have to listen John Coltrane, who?
While I was still in school, I was working with American musicians from the air bases, some guys that were in the military, that were in Germany. And I played on the air bases, and I was confronted with a lot of music that I didn't know before, and I got more and more and deeper into jazz.
My parents bought me a tenor saxophone when I was 11, and 2 weeks after I was 11, I was already playing little dance gigs and improvising and already kind of playing jazz. By ear, I was just a kid. It was a lot of fun.
First year that I came to Taiwan was 2005, so that makes 9 years now. And it's still a very good experience. I feel home when I'm in Taiwan.
Be a teacher here and share my experience with these students. You know, it's like to be part of a family. I need to take care of these students because they are like my family.
I've enjoyed it every year, and I feel like, you know, whenever I leave here, I feel a big sense of satisfaction that I made a difference and that I was able to inspire some people that are, you know, not exactly in my backyard.
I remember very clearly my first time, because in a way I was shocked because I didn't know anything about Taiwan. I had never been here before, but I ended up being so impressed with the spirit of everybody and the way they responded and listened.
Well, my experience is that it's really hard work because all of the teachers work from the morning till the late evening. But we really enjoy it because the students are so motivated and they really work hard on the material we give them.
在官方或是所谓的正式的教育体制还没有办法去 support 正式的爵士音乐的教育以及这种严谨的教育以外，我想 TISJA 应该在过去的10年当中扮演一个非常重要的角色。我们将许多国际上的知名的爵士乐音乐家，还有爵士乐的教育工作者，都带到台湾来，然后跟大家相处1个礼拜。然后甚至我们又组织了之后的所谓的 reunion jam 或是很多相关的活动。
爵士乐是黑人的没有错，爵士乐是美国来的没有错，但是这爵士乐的这个历史跟这个演进的过程也已经传到欧洲很多国家。那我们希望借由爵士营的老师，来自法国、来自意大利、来自荷兰、来自比利时、来自德国，然后甚至 远从来自南非的这些老师，能够分享更多不同国家的爵士乐学习的技术与经验。
For me, to be a good musician, you need to be first of all a good person. You need to make your life good in any case. And then when you get a good balance and try to live your life better that you can, when you decide to make some work, any work in the world, in that case it's like to be a musician, you need to make this work in the same level of your life.
Key seems to be that you have to be really strict with yourself about setting the time aside, and that time has to be non-negotiable. You have to make a time in your schedule that this is my practice time. I know that I feel better as a person if I give myself that time. I feel more confident as a musician.
It's really important to have a routine and have a very disciplined approach to it. You can't just practice for 3 hours one day and then let 2 weeks go by and then practice 4 hours again and expect to improve. It's not going to happen. You have to do it regularly every single day. So I think discipline is a prerequisite. Incrementally, just step by step, add more challenges to your practice routine. It's definitely a long-term commitment. You know, you can't expect to just become a great jazz musician in 2 weeks.
Being in New York is sort of the greatest advantage because virtually every day I go out and play with amazing musicians. The level of all these other musicians is so high, and every few months I'll meet a new trumpet player who I didn't know, maybe a young kid who's coming to town. I just met one a few months ago, first year in college, 19 or 20 years old or something, and played great. And for me, that's a, wow, I better keep working on my stuff. The bar is set very high.
To listen the music, to listen the CDs, to listen the jazz player, and try to transcribe the solo and work in the instrument. This is very important.
在这么短的时间内所学到这么多的音乐，其实，在爵士乐当中，你真正学习的不是那些歌曲，其实你是借由这些歌当作是一个载具，然后你去学这些方法。那借由这样的交流的时候，它其实不应该带给大家的是一种资讯的恐慌，反而是一种我要继续前进的一个动力。
In the beginning, I also thought that there was pop music and classical music and jazz music, and I thought in like pigeonholes, like styles. And with the years and with the experience, I tried to forget about this and just try to make good music. I don't think about I have to play this, I have to play that because it's like this in the book. No, I don't think about the book. I read the book and I forget it. No, it's the music that counts. So it's a question of finding a balance between technique and knowledge. On the other hand, freedom, being creative.
You should really try to find your own voice and your own idea on the instrument. For me nowadays, it's very much getting deeper and deeper into the music or in what I want to express, and when I'm on stage, I don't really care about competition, or do I play faster than this guy, or can I play over more difficult changes than this other guy. For me it's more like what can I express, or can I reach the audience with what I do.
Over a period of time, you become more familiar with the instrument, you become more familiar with music, any kind of music. You become more familiar with the people who do the music. And it all takes time. That all takes time, and in one sense it's never really finished. I guess you could live to be 1,000. You still would practice, and you still would listen, and you still understand that you don't know everything.
我们每一年在爵士营之后就会开始爵士同学会，就是这个 reunion jam。爵士营在3年前开始，我们跟日本的2个学校，一个是甲阳音乐院，一个是喜竹音乐大学，然后另外一个是以色列耶路撒冷音乐与舞蹈学院的合作。那 reunion jam 呢，总共为期10个月的课程，1个月1次，总共10堂课。那10堂课呢，我们不定期邀请特别来宾来，也是一样跟同学教导这些不同的技术。那他也可以借由这样子的reunion jam的活动， 在里面找到又跟他志同道合的乐手，然后学习合作的技术。
实际上让大家认识爵士乐的传统以外，你只要怎么样去用这些爵士乐的能力，然后来做创新，然后来做所谓的这些整合，然后去做出各种不同的音乐，不管你是商业的音乐，或者是爵士乐，或者是原创的音乐也好，我都希望大家能够透过这样的洗礼，然后能够更认识音乐的本质。这也是爵士乐的一个最重要的一个特色，就是你会因为这样认识更多音乐的本质。